All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Christopher Locke. I'm the IBPA Director of Membership and Member Services. And we set up this webinar series called the Get to Know Your IBPA Member Benefits because we want everyone to know all of our benefits, take advantage of them, save money. That's part of what's the benefit of being an IBPA member. And today we're excited because we're going to be doing PartnerShip. And that's a really incredible savings on shipping. To tell you more about this is PartnerShip's Marketing Program Manager, JT McDonald. Hello, JT.
Hi, everyone. How are you?
All right. So I'm going to go away. JT's going to talk to you and going to tell you all about just the amazing benefits. So thank you so much, JT.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. So like you said, my name is JT McDonald. I'm with a company called PartnerShip, and we are a IBPA member benefit provider. So the first thing that I want to explain is, what is PartnerShip? PartnerShip is a shipping and logistics company. We offer discounts through FedEx as well as freight shipping by truck. So today I want to talk a little bit about some of the current obstacles that we have in our industry, some of the ways that we can help you save money on shipping, and how you can join the program. So a little bit more about PartnerShip. We actually started in the association world. So our parent company is the National Association of College Bookstores. In the early 80s, they were having trouble shipping books to college bookstores and really having logistical issues getting those books from the major warehouses to the actual bookstore. So they said, let's go out and see if we can help our bookstores with this issue. So PartnerShip was born, and then we learned that we were doing a great thing. So we started working with other associations to help them with their shipping and logistics needs. We now work with FedEx and receive FedEx discounts due to the amount that we ship with FedEx. And then we also work with many other freight carriers as well, which I'll detail a little bit later. So a little bit about the current industry obstacles. I'm sure, as you've all heard, with COVID-19, there's been a lot of obstacles in the shipping and logistics world. There are shipping rate increases. There is an e-commerce boom. There are carrier capacity challenges, and there's a new thing called DIM weight pricing, which I'll explain a little bit later. Some of these increases that you may have been seeing in the industry are due to COVID-19. There's shortages in drivers. There's shortages in parts for trucks and the trailers. If something breaks, where usually a truck or a trailer will be out of service for 2 to 3 days, is now turning into 2 to 3 months. You see an e-commerce boom. More people are shopping at home. More people are getting on Amazon and other websites and buying their products versus going to the actual store. So there's a lot more packages moving through the networks of FedEx, UPS, and USPS. Some of the capacity challenges. Carriers were already at a driver shortage and equipment shortage before COVID. Now with a lot higher e-commerce boom and also a lot more things being shipped, a lot more supplies, they're seeing a lot of challenges in capacity of being able to fit all of these products into their trucks. And then dimensional weight pricing is something new that FedEx and UPS introduced in the past couple of years, that no longer will bill you based on the weight of your package, but how much space your package takes up in their vehicles. So we'll talk a little bit more in detail about dimensional weight pricing in a bit as well. So as a result of these obstacles, you can expect higher shipping costs and more limited options for shipping than before. The good news is that there are ways that you can help offset these challenges and try and get things a little bit back to normal in your shipping world. So our first shipping tip: obtain discounts with the carriers. The best way to ship smarter and ship cheaper is by utilizing discounts from the carriers like FedEx and other major large freight carriers. You can enroll and participate in the IBPA shipping program. This is a free member benefit, and this is something I always like to describe. We don't charge you anything to use our service. There is no extra fee. There's no per transaction fee, no monthly fee, nothing. We simply are passing along the savings that we receive from these major carriers and from FedEx to you because we ship so much. We receive these discounts. The members benefit from exclusive discounts. These discounts, we're leveraging the like I said, the pure amount that we use to ship. These discounts wouldn't be available to just a general business going to FedEx and saying, hey, I'd look to find a deal, or going with another freight carrier and trying to find a deal. These discounts are due to the sheer volume that we use. Our goal is to provide the best service at the lowest possible cost to you. So a bit about our FedEx program. FedEx Express is the cheapest and best way to ship discount-wise. You can save up to 40% off on FedEx Express. That is a exclusive discount to IBPA, and that is for any size package at all. So whether you're shipping a small envelope, you're shipping 1 book, 12 books for an e-commerce, or if you're shipping massive boxes of books directly to a bookstore. 30% off on FedEx Ground. These are usually a little bit bigger type boxes, and these are usually shipped a little bit faster than Express. And then 30% off on FedEx Home Delivery. So that would be if you were doing an e-commerce for just 1 or 2 books, shipping a small envelope or something like that. Our shipping tip number 2, beware of the dimensional weight pricing. So dimensional weight is something new, and it's something a little bit confusing. Instead of using the package volume weight like they used to in the past, where if we thought of this little wooden box here as a package, they would simply place this on a scale and say, this weighs 5 pounds. 5 pounds, we're going to bill it based on that rate. That's the end. They instead will say, here's this little wooden box here, and here's this truck. Here's how much space this wooden box is going to take up in this truck. If you have a little wooden box with just a tiny little item in it and lots of wasted space, you're going to be paying more to ship that versus if you shipped it in a box that fits it just right. So for instance, if you had a book that was in a box and had tons of packing paper in it, tons of wasted space, versus shipping a book in a cardboard box that would take up the exact amount of space needed to keep that book safe, you're going to pay a lot less by shipping in a smaller box. A myth that we also have with dimensional weight is that it is cheaper to ship multiple packages. It would be cheaper to ship 3 books in 3 separate packages. You're actually going to pay less, even if it's by weight, by having the 3 books in 1 package all stacked together. Now, dimensional weight was something new that carriers introduced because of the sheer amount of volume that was growing, particularly due to e-commerce. Their trucks were filling up by these big, weird shaped boxes that had lots of wasted space in them. Think of if you've ever gotten in the past one of those Amazon boxes where you order a pack of batteries and it's a massive size box with tons of packing and bubble wrap in it. They've now introduced dimensional weight to try and discourage from using wasted space within boxes, especially with large, bulky, lightweight shipments. This reduces the extra space from packaging whenever possible to lower their shipping costs and allow for them to place more packages on their vehicles. So here's how you would find the billable dimensional weight if you were trying to look at a package. It's the length times width times height. That is your dimensional weight. You then will compare the dimensional weight against the actual weight of the package. Whatever is greater, whether it's the dimensional weight or the actual billable weight of the package, is what you will pay. We have a really handy tool at partnership.com that you can check out that will help you calculate your dimensional weight of a package. So our third shipping tip, audit your current inbound shipping options. Look at your current carriers, determine your satisfaction with their price and service. Something that not a lot of businesses know is that if you're receiving things from vendors and suppliers, you can use your own shipping to receive those items. You can say, I have this carrier that's coming to pick up this at your warehouse and ship it to me. A big markup for a lot of vendors and suppliers is shipping. They will go out, solicit their own shipping rates, and then add a markup on there to compensate for some markup on the product. especially if they're giving you a discount on those products and supplies. This will help you identify opportunities for improvements, such as an inbound shipping management program. Something that we at PartnerShip are always happy to do is take a look at your incoming invoices or your outgoing invoices. Send us over an invoice. We'll have our sales team look it over, and we'll be honest with you. If you're getting a great deal on your shipping and your pricing, we'll let you know, hey, you're in great hands. Stay with the plan you're at. But if we see areas that we can help you save money, even if it's just a load or two, we'll help you with that as well. So you can use a third-party logistics provider like PartnerShip to expand your carrier network. Like I said, even if you ship 1 or 2 loads with us a year, or you're shipping 300 loads a year, we'll help you save however we can. Here's a couple of our freight carriers. You've probably seen many of these on trucks driving down the road. A couple that I want to highlight that things have changed recently. T-Force Freight, you see there, they recently actually purchased UPS Freight. So the big brown UPS trailers that you see going down the road, those are now owned by a company called T-Force. So you'll see those changing over in the next couple months from UPS to T-Force branding. Another one that we work a lot with is R&L. They have green branded trucks that you may see going down the road, and XPO Logistics. Something that I always like to point out is just how much moves through freight. So look the next time you're driving down the road and see how many of these carriers that you can recognize. So our shipping tip number 4, look out for accessory fees. This is something that really can cost you a lot of money. If you're shipping out a pallet to a buyer and you don't realize that they don't have a dock to receive this, they don't have a forklift to take it off the truck, there's a lot of extra service fees and delays for having to then transition that cargo from one truck over to a shuttle truck that has one of these lift gates on it. That can take sometimes weeks now in the current industry standard to receive one of those trucks that can deliver to your client. So you're then facing delays and extra cost due to that planning. So always think ahead, always ask questions when you're shipping or when you're receiving about what sort of areas there is for unloading, what sort of areas there are for placing freight, whether the freight needs to go indoors or can be left outdoors. So both of these shipping points need to communicate the service needs to avoid those unforeseen costs. When the fees apply, make sure you realize how much you're being charged, as these vary per carrier. Here's a couple other common fees. We talked about liftgate requests. Another one is limited access. Limited access is if a truck is not able to back into a dock or a driveway, if a truck is not able to access the road, if the truck is not able to properly back up to where they can unload the freight. Reweigh and reclassification. If you tell a freight carrier that your package weighs 1,000 pounds, they're going to weigh it. At some point when it gets to a depot or when they go through a weigh station, it's going to be weighed. And if that package is overweight, they're going to reclassify it as an entirely different weight class, and they're going to charge you a ton of money to do it. So always make sure that you really know what the weight of your package or your pallet is. That's something that is one of the highest fees that we see that is easily avoidable. Inside delivery and driver assist. If a driver has to lift a finger other than opening up that gate and getting out the pallet jack and putting it onto your dock, if the driver has to wheel it into the warehouse, if the driver has to help set up the forklift to unload, you're going to see an astronomical fee for that. So always make sure you communicate to your receivers as well as anyone that, if you're receiving product, who exactly is responsible for what. Because the drivers won't tell you that there's going to be an extra charge. The drivers will just go ahead and do what they're requested and call back to headquarters, and boom, you see a large fee. Also, inside delivery. If for any reason you're shipping to somewhere or receiving somewhere that needs to have delivery inside of the building other than just dropping it off at a dock, that's going to be a charge that you can avoid as well. Oversized and over length. So if you think of a pallet, if you have things hanging over the side, or you have a small pallet that you place a ton of boxes on that are too tall or too wide, that's something that they're going to charge a fee for as well. So some of the ways that you can overcome these challenges: implement those shipping tips and enroll in the IBPA program. Something that we really pride ourselves on at PartnerShip is honesty and transparency, as well as saving you money. Like I talked about, we'll let you know if we can help you or not. If you have invoices from past shipments that you want to send over and have us review, we're happy to take a look at them. If you have any questions or logistical issues, any issues you've had in the past with fees, we're happy to consult with you on that. We're happy to look at just one shipment or 2,000 shipments. We're happy to be your entire shipping department or work with your shipping department. We're very flexible and we're happy to help you in any way we can. So some of the benefits: you can save up to 40% with FedEx, receive competitive rates on LTL, which is less than load freight, with T-Force, YRC, and many others. Also competitive rates on these same carriers for full truckload. And also we can help you with your inbound shipping options. We can help with everything from supplies that are coming in to things that are going out. We can help set up those deliveries with your receivers. We can help set up those deliveries that are coming into you, or we can simply just ship them. Like I said, we have many different options for being both full service to being hands-off and working with your current system. So some of the ways that you can get started: you can enroll on the IBPA enrollment page, which you'll have access to as an IBPA member. If you're not an IBPA member, I encourage you to join, as this is one of the great member benefits that they have. They have many. You then ship. Your FedEx discounts will apply automatically to your shipments through your FedEx account. So if you currently use FedEx, you'll just log in on FedEx.com with your same account number, and FedEx will simply just add that discount to your account. You'll still be able to manage through any third-party platforms or anything that you currently use, whether it's for e-commerce or for larger shipment management through FedEx. And we'll keep an eye on those freight shipments for you as well. The freight shipment side of things, you will simply use our online platform to say, here's what I have, here's where I want it to go, and here's when I want it to arrive by. Our customer service team will take the reins from there and reach out with a quote. As soon as you approve that quote, we'll have someone pick it up and deliver it. It's that simple. We try and make it as headache-free and painless as possible. And then save. Watch your shipping costs go down. Really take a look and compare your previous rates versus your current rates. All right, so that's it for the presentation side of things. And now I'm ready for any questions that you have.
Awesome. Thanks, JT. That was some really helpful information. And it's sometimes some of those things, especially that dimensional weight thing, can be confusing. So I appreciate you for breaking that down. Okay, so we do have some questions. And here's the first one from Betsy. Is there an easy way to set up Ingramspark to use the partnership discount when they order a shipment of books? The reason is because Ingramspark can be kind of expensive, and they don't use media mail.
I'm not familiar with what Ingramspark is. Could you give me a little bit of
yeah. So Ingramspark is one of the biggest distributors. Ingram Content Group is a big distributor. Ingramspark is for kind of like indie publishers and author publishers, and that distributes books to bookstores, libraries, all that stuff. So when they set up an account with them, then you can order publisher copies, at like a discounted rate. So I think they're wondering then, you were talking about that like inbound thing, if they can use you all to do that.
Now, is that usually shipped through them through FedEx, UPS, or is it shipped via freight?
That I don't know, because I've personally received packages, but it just says Lightning Source on it. So I don't know who
Okay.
they ship through. I don't know if anybody wants to put in the chat if they know. But offhand, oh, FedEx or UPS. There you go. Thanks,
FedEx
Doug.
or UPS. Okay. You should be able to give them your FedEx account number and just have them bill directly to that FedEx account. So we can, I can definitely look into that a little bit more, but most major vendors will allow you to use your FedEx account and just bill directly to it.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay, someone else just wanted you to clarify. You had mentioned about whether or not you should ship 3 separate books or a book in all 3 books in one package, and they kind of missed then which is better.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you had, let's say, 3 different books, we would highly recommend that you just simply stack those books on top of each other and put them in the closest size possible box and just ship it as one shipment. You're going to see a lot less charges for dimensional weight by just having one shipment than shipping 3 separate boxes together.
Great. And then other people are asking, were we just talking domestic shipping, or is international in any part of this as well?
Yeah, so right now PartnerShip only works through the United States, including Puerto Rico, Alaska, and Hawaii, but we are working on some international options for the future. Okay,
great. And then someone said, can the PartnerShip discount be applied to shipments coming from the European Union to locations in the States or I guess the intra-European Union wouldn't, but what about things that are international to the US?
Yeah, so that would depend on what carrier they're using. So I know that both FedEx and UPS have options for international freight. So if you're using FedEx to ship internationally from the EU to the US, you can apply that discount. But if you're shipping from the US to EU, you can't.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, you had mentioned media mail and someone had asked about that. So that's USPS. So in terms of like FedEx and UPS and all that stuff, how do you all compare to media mail? Because I know it's like, our members do books, and so that's specifically media mail. So how do your rates compare to like media mail and all that stuff?
Yeah, so it would depend on the weight and the dimensional weight of a book. But if you're doing home delivery, that's what we would see as the most affordable option for that type of item. So I would say home delivery is probably the best way to go for that. Okay.
And in terms of the specific sign up, people are just wondering. So I know you kind of walked them through a little bit, but I just wanted to see if you can give a little bit more detail about so we have a link. And by the way, we can't share here because there's some people who are non-members here. So, but afterward, I'm going to email everyone a link, and if you're a IBPA member, then you'll be able to log in. But basically, are you able to tell them like what do they do once they sign up for that partnership through that link? Like what happens next?
Yeah, absolutely. So our sign up form is super easy to use. It just asks you a couple questions. We say probably 3 to 5 minutes to complete that. After that, you'll hear from our customer service team. In the meantime, our customer service team will be working in the background with FedEx to have you approved for the program and to link those discounts. Our customer service team will reach out to you and then ask if you have a current FedEx account number. If you don't, they'll help you set one up and get that discount linked to your account. And then from the freight side of things, our customer service team will show you quickly in about 10 to 15 minutes how you can use our online platform. You're free to use the online platform if you want to receive quotes. You're free to call into our customer service team if you prefer to do things over the phone, or even email into them any quotes as well. So yeah, after that, you're approved, you're good to go, and you're all set up.
Yeah, and then if you're just doing like FedEx, like you said, it's like just part of the website. Like you literally just do things as you normally would, and you just have these new rates.
Yeah, so if you use FedEx.com currently to ship, you'll just go right on FedEx.com. It'll look the same. The only difference is that you'll have those discounts linked to your account. If you use a third-party shipping platform like Shipping Easy or Shopify, those can also tie in through that FedEx account as well.
And people are wondering, in terms of the like FedEx shipping, for example. So if someone goes to a store in person, like that, as long as they have their account number, like they tell them the account number, it'll be applied in the store, or whether or not they do it online. Like it's just anything to do with FedEx.
Yeah.
As long as you use that account number, you're fine.
Absolutely. Yep. Anything to do with FedEx shipping. So whether you're going into a FedEx store, if you're going into a store that also offers FedEx shipping, or you're doing it online, anything to do with FedEx and that account number, your discounts will be linked to it.
Okay, great. Okay, so someone else asked, the answer was European Union to the States, if done by FedEx, could be subject to discount via partnership. If shipment is from the US to European Union, discount cannot be applied because FedEx doesn't ship to the EU. They just wanted to clarify that.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, great.
Yep, if FedEx coming from any other country to the US, that discount applies.
And obviously, a lot of people use UPS as well. So are you all in talks at all with maybe some like UPS ground, or having some of the UPS things that are then more similar to all the discounts with FedEx?
Yeah, so we do have on a couple services that can tie in with UPS, but we are looking and evaluating at adding some of those services as well.
Okay, great. Does anyone else have any other questions? Because that's all the questions that I have from other people, and I also had written down myself. So if not, I'll give a few other seconds. JT, did you have anything else you wanted to add before we head out?
Yeah, if any other questions pop up after, Chris, if you want to add my email address to the email that you send out, or if you want to forward me over any questions that you receive, happy to go ahead and answer anything that comes up after.
Okay, and you know what? That we do have a few other questions. So Betsy was saying that she went into her Ingramspark account and they only let you choose the service level. So commercial ground, or commercial next day, but they don't let you specify like FedEx, UPS, or like specifically who it comes from. I don't know if you want to take the time to, I don't know, maybe look in that, and then I can let people know, because you hadn't even heard of Ingramspark, but what do people do in these types of situations, basically?
Yeah, I can definitely try and do some research and see if I can get an answer to that.
Yeah, okay, so we'll look into that for everyone. Someone else is asking, how are the costs to publisher determined if the publisher chooses to sign up? Can you, Nancy, can you try to clarify that? I think I'm a little confused by the question myself.
Yeah, maybe just what the cost is for shipments is what I'm thinking. That's how I'm reading that as. Just
rephrase it, Nancy. Thanks. Okay, great. So those were some of the bigger questions. Yeah, I mean, this is just really interesting stuff, and it's very helpful to know all this. Okay, here's Nancy's continuation. Is it a per mailing type of fee, or is it a blanket fee to the publisher?
Okay, yeah, so like I mentioned, there's no fee to use the partnership service. So we don't take anything. There's no membership fee. There's no blanket fee or anything like that for our discounts as a whole. Now, the cost that you would see would be just like if you were shipping a FedEx shipment. So if you ship one box, you're paying for one box. If you ship two boxes, you're paying two separate charges to FedEx for those two boxes. Same thing for freight shipments. So it would be a per shipment cost. Now, if you said I have 2 pallets of books to ship, that would all be on one invoice. If you said I have 2 trucks to ship, that would be 2 separate invoices. So it's just like how you ship with FedEx now. And it's also the same way that freight is handled as well. So like I said, no charge either for the partnership discounts.
Okay, great. So we really appreciate this, JT. It's a great member benefit, and it's also something that I think people don't know as much about. So I appreciate you for breaking that down. Again, I'll be emailing everyone afterward, and if you're a non-member, that's totally fine. We'd love to have you as a member. So sign up as a member, and then you'll have access to that link. Yeah, we appreciate it, JT. I'm going to stop record, and then I'll say my goodbyes as well. But thanks again. And thanks
Awesome.
everyone for attending.
Thanks for having me.